Wings of Roaring Flames by dibs1337. The tags for the story are sex, gore, adventure, dark, human, romance, sad, tragedy. It's one of those stories. Daniel, I'm not doing the joke, an ordinary 22-year-old, a short, dark, blonde, light brown hair, blue eyes, slight belly, from nights of gaming with snacks, and a commonly stinging sweet tooth. That would be the best description of me I can come up with. So, yeah. I have an incident with a semi-truck whose driver lives a block away from me and drives his semi home. The incident was that I was fucking its tailpipe. So now me and my cat Mimsy are in another world, inhabited by ponies, dragons, minotaurs, and griffins. And there is magic in this world, too, so I could be killed with a thought. Or that is brilliant! The ponies that star in this story are Princess Celestia, Princess Luna, original characters, other characters, and the main six. Chapter 1. The Beginning, with 1,283 words. I was leaving my friend's house one day to head home, and as I had my backpack with my PlayStation 4 and its cords and controller in it over my shoulder— why the fuck would you bring your console to another person's house? Are you stupid? And walking down the street, I thought of what I was going to do. 22 years old, lost my temp job, no openings anywhere, and living in a town with a small game hall with a pool table with billiards 1-9 as the best form of fun. But I just kept thinking until— Hey, Daniel! Oh, great. Just fucking great, I thought. I turned around to see one of my high school bullies, Robert. What do you want, Robert? I said. I looked over as I heard a car drive by, and then I felt my ear twitch, so I leaned over and saw a fist come into my vision. Never was I so glad that I learned that my intuition of danger was prominent. What kind of pathetic creature keeps being a bully out of high school? Like, I'm gonna assume you graduated at 18. So that's 4 more years of having to deal with it's assault, dude. That's assault. You can use your phone. I'm sure you have one. Call the police. No one ever thinks when they write these stories. After my surprise passed, I just stumbled away from Robert and looked at him. I always hated my body. Kind of a big gut. Not fat, but not unhealthy big. It's fat, dude. You're either 5 different types of weight: underweight, average, overweight, obese, and I forget what the 5th one, but it's like unhealthy skinny. No matter what, if you're over the average weight, you're fat. That's just what it is. But I had noticeable muscle. Yeah, fucking right. Ah, fuck. I thought, as I ran my hand through my short, blondish brown hair in relief. Why don't bullies mature? When I looked at Robert, I noticed him brandishing a knife with a fucking what, dude? Now it's attempted murder. Are you actually dumb? Fucking hell. Seeing it, I took a few steps back, then turned and bolted. Thankfully, I was, and am, a big fan of Assassin's Creed. playing a video game does not give you the skills that you see in the video game. So I learned some parkour tricks. Playing a video game does not give you the skills that you see in the video game. Not flips and such, but quicker ways to get over tall fences, comfortable vaulting styles, and the like. Escaping maneuvers, basically. Playing a video game? Whatever. After a few 8-foot tall fences, just a few, and a slide under a porch, I lost Robert. After a while, I crawled out and noticed my house was down the street, and walked down the street. As I got close, I saw my cat, Mimsy, crossing the street. She had that common multitude of browns and black lines and markings on her body, like many cat photos I've seen online. Did you see those cat photos on Icon Has Cheeseburger? Dick. But her green eyes had a glow to them, the odd kind of glow, too. "Hey, Mimph," I called to my cat, and she stopped in the road and lifted her head to look at me. I rushed over and set my backpack strap over my chest and knelt down, picking her up and pet her, as she purred in my arms, curling up, and pawed at my hand. But that was my Mimph. I heard a car's horn, but when I turned around, I saw a truck, and no, not a pickup, a semi, without the trailer on it. I'm going to take a bit of a leap of logic here. I imagine that if you're a trucker, a truck driver, whatever, and you have a semi-truck, you want to slow down in a suburban area. Because you drive a giant murder machine. But it's only a murder machine at speeds of 20 miles an hour. 20 miles an hour and higher. So that when you're in an area in which people are going to cross the street normally, like houses and stuff, you can slam on the fucking brakes, especially if a dick is petting his cat in the middle of the fucking road. That just seems to make sense to me. So I don't understand how this truck driver hit this dude. I don't understand. So I just traded one death for another, huh? Well, as the old saying goes, I just said, fuck my life. I'm getting real sick of these ellipses. I started feeling a wet, prickly feeling go over my cheek, and I slowly opened my eyes to see Mimsy and trees behind her. Wait. What? I sat up quickly and felt a pain shoot through my left arm and in my head. I chose to hold my head and looked around, seeing a forest. Did the driver take me here to keep up from being in trouble? Did I temporarily die? Think. What happened? Okay, there was the truck. I turned to protect my cat, and so my side is hit by the truck. The impact... Can I just ask why the whole bit with Robert trying to fuck you up was for? What was that whole scene for? I don't get it. I don't understand. The painful impact sent flying and the feeling of going through a giant pane of glass. Wait. Glass? Did I go into another car? No, the truck driver wouldn't take the time to pull me out. What kind of fucking asshole semi-truck driver do you deal with? Oh, God, what happened? I said as I looked at Mimsy. I could see Mimsy stare at me, probably worried about me knowing her. So I just smiled at her and started scratching her chin to ease her worries. She loved a good chin scratching, and when she lifts her head, it looks like she has got a giant smile. I swear it's the cutest thing anyone could ever see. And I'm not a guy who could use... And I'm not a guy who use cute lightly either, so when I say it, I mean it. I mean it. I soon started to get up, but as I stood on my left leg, I just felt a chill go through my body and fell panting. Why was I panting? Why am I so cold? Wait, I feel a twinge in my ankle. An all too familiar one. I sprained my ankle without a doubt. How can I get help now? I have no way to call for any... You sprained your ankle. That's painful, but it's not too bad. You can still, limp, dude. My backpack! My phone is in my backpack! I looked around and saw my backpack a few feet away, so I slid over to it and pulled out my phone, trying to ignore the pain pulsing up my entire leg from my ankle. I turned on my phone and... no signal. Damn it. I carefully got up again, keeping my weight on my good leg, and felt Mimsy climb up onto my shoulder, and luckily her claws digging to my skin. Yeah, luckily. Helped me ignore my ankle a little bit. I looked around a bit and started heading in a random direction. Best idea is to find someone, or a building. Maybe someone will help find us and we can get home. Right, Mimth? I said as I looked at Mimthy, seeing she was asleep. I could just smile and keep limping, hoping that it'll run across some help. Damn, this ankle is going to break if I don't find help soon. Can you break a strained ankle? I mean, it just hurts. Whatever. After a long hour of walking, I tripped on a piece of a tree root sticking up and fell flat onto the ground. I couldn't give up, though. I needed to push through, and so I got up again, and picked up Mimley, and took a few deep breaths before I just started running. You fucking idiot! You don't run on a sprained ankle! Fuck off. I saw a light breaking through the trees, and I ran through it, being blinded by the sun's light, slowing down. After my eyes adjusted to the sudden brightness, I could see... a tree on a hill with a flat side with windows and a door? Wow, I didn't think those were real. A house in a tree? A tree house? You fucking watch a fucking episode of Treehouse Masters. That shit's fucking awesome. I was relieved to see some animals eating special feed, which meant someone lived there. So I started walking for it, letting Mindy down to walk beside me. When I was a quarter of the way closer, I felt a sharp pain flow through me, making me see stars, and I fell to my knees and had to cover my mouth from the nausea that hit from the sharp pain. After my nausea passed, I looked at the small cottage, as it seemed blurry. One chance left. I took a slow and deep breath as I got ready and leaned forward a bit. I need help. I screamed as loud as I could, hoping they were home. I suddenly felt heavy and just fell forward and kept staring at the cottage as the blur in my vision grew and grew until everything was just blobs of color. I could hear a door, but it sounded so far away. I didn't know if it was from the cottage or from the shed that could possibly be behind it. I was thankful when I heard Mimvy meow loudly, which led to a gasp towards the cottage, although they sounded like it was filtered through water. I saw a yellow blob with a little pink over it, Fluttershy, and a white blob with some purple hurrying. Rarity? Intrigue! And a white blob hurrying towards me from the cottage, but the color faded to black quickly. But I could hear a silent voice in my last moments of conciseness. You have to be concise with these things. Oh, God.